Hey you, I'm the Queen of Shade. Welcome to the interview. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit my Cash App to support your favorite content creator. Now let's get to the interview. Mwah.
Let me tell you something. You're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. Said you're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. You're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. Said you're a bougie bitch and your mama is too.
Salutations, Stufos. This is your fabulous leader, the Queen of Shade, coming at you with another special presentation. It's been some time since I've done these, but I'm getting back into the work frame of mind. And I am just so glad because I am moving forward, talking to some very amazing people, bringing some very amazing people to my platform. And when I say amazing, that means I have someone very extraordinary that I want you guys to meet today. So let me do a little bit of an introduction. This young man he was a part of and is a part of Canada's Drag Race pit crew. He's a model, but more importantly, as you see with his parrot, he's an animal wrangler. And he has an organization that is his called Hands On Exotics. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the camera and to my platform, Mr. Seth Falk.
Hi, thank you. That's such a lovely introduction.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we don't play. This is the real deal.
I'm great. This is my friend Van Gogh.
Hi, Van Gogh.
I want him to quickly say hi before he heads out because he's just screaming for his friends in the other room right now.
Hi, Van Gogh.
Is like super beautiful. It matches my outfit as well, so I can pick him. But he's a red-tailed black cockatoo. Look at that red on that tail.
Wow, I love animals. I love animals. Wow.
He's got a big crest on his head, which he's hiding.
Wow.
Right? You're hiding. And then he's one of our therapy birds. So he goes to nursing homes and they cuddle him and give him all the snacks all day. So he gets all the attention he desires until he goes back to the other birds, which I'm gonna do. I'm gonna quickly throw him in that cage.
That's no problem.
We get our ears back.
Yeah. While he's gone, I just want to say that I'm loving my job, guys. I'm meeting some amazing people, and Seth is one of them. So we're going to talk to him now, and I'm just so excited about it. I was giving them a little commentary while you were gone.
Okay.
So yes. So how are you today?
Good. It's been a busy day full of animals. Weekends are always busy. We do a lot of programs on weekends. So weekends are always fun.
Yeah. Now tell everybody where you're hailing from.
Okay. So I am here in Toronto, Canada,
yes.
the Great North. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm seeing, as I said before we started filming, I was like, you're serious. This is a menagerie. Like this is your everyday business.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about what's behind you.
Yeah. So right now behind me, I have Tinkerbell, who is a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah. Yeah.
She is a teenager.
Yeah.
Dug up in Texas, I believe.
Okay.
But she's kind of one of the main non-living animals we have here. We also have Stacy, who's a human skeleton.
Wow.
I use her in my kids' shows.
Yes.
To hold the birds.
Yes.
Kids love skeletons.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a full museum there's a sarcophagus from Egypt over there, and dinosaurs, skulls from around the world, and Neanderthals. So there's all kinds of science here, but what my passionate part of this is the living portion. And I hope to show you quite a few animals today as well.
Oh, get this. I look forward to that. I love animals, but I was going to say, do you have a background in anthropology?
Nope.
Wow, that's so amazing.
No. I could probably fake it. I could definitely fake paleontology.
Wow.
Because I spent so much time with kids and they know everything about dinosaurs. And I have the robotic dinosaur outfits from Universal Studios. I spent gazillions on them. So I actually wear the outfit to different programs. So I'm really up on my T-Rex facts. We actually have a velociraptor skeleton right below as well.
I said anthropology because you said there's a sarcophagus. I said, oh my God.
There's a real sarcophagus. Like when we opened it, we all breathed in just to see if the mummy would happen, but it didn't. Brandon Fraser was not to be found.
Oh, I love him too. No, so this is what I love is this is a very unique interview today because you do so many things. Now, yes, we can all see you're beautiful, you're a model, but I love that. And I love this because this allows people to see that, you know, you're not just a pretty face. You're actually doing things to make the world better and educating our children and our adults on animal living and, like you said, paleontology and fostering the relationships for conservation, you know, as we move forward. I just applaud you. I just think that's such a huge, huge deal. I just think that's such a huge deal. And I applaud you because it's just
oh my gosh.
No, it's like, okay, little backstory. When I was younger, since I was 5 years old, I knew I wanted to be a veterinarian. And what happened was my aunt, who was taking care of us at the time, she worked for the Navy because you're in Toronto, I'm in Philadelphia. So she worked for the Navy before the base closed. And she worked at something called the Brig. And that's where they, you know, prisoners of the Navy and stuff like that. But what she would do was we were in the suburbs in Abington. It's a really beautiful suburb here outside of Philadelphia. But I would get out of elementary school at like 2 something. So what she did while she was at work, because she didn't get off till like 5 or 6, she would have the school bus us to the library. And in the library, you know, they always wanted me to stay in the child section, you know, because we were young. I was 5th grade. I was like 10. So they wanted us to stay in the child section, but the child section bored me to death. The only thing I found in the child section that interested me was Whitney Houston's first album. That was it, with the bald.
In the child section, I love that.
Yeah, in the child section with the bald head, like literally with the bald head. That was what was in there. But I went upstairs, and what happened upstairs is I found the animal section. And that's where I began to read up on cats, dogs, exotics, you know, domestic, you know, farm, like I just, you know, all of those livestock, big animals. And that kind of fostered my desire to be a veterinarian. And I went through school. I I majored in biology and everything. But get this, no. I had to leave. I had to be medically withdrawn because in 19, second year, I found out I was bipolar. And, you know, that's hereditary. Can't really get away from it. And I was so young then. I was 19. So I wasn't ready. My family, you know, in some Black homes, most Black homes, we don't talk mental health. So we didn't really know what to do. And it took me many years of therapy. I've had 15 years of therapy, but, you know, then this happened, entertainment, something that I do naturally, sing, because I'm a recording artist with a voice. So I sing and do all of these other things, but I never let go of my passion for animals. It's even something that I do when I'm alone and when I need to decompress. I'll turn on Austin Stevens, I'll turn on National Geographic, I'll turn on different people and watch them talk about venomous creatures, lions, tigers. Like I watch those things and they relax me. So I just love that I have someone here today that you know all about these things and you're going to show us animals. And I'm so, so what? Yeah, go ahead. And then I'm going to ask you a question.
Oh yeah, I was to say my childhood, I was bullied wildly. And so I spent a lot of time at the library or at the local conservation area, had a visitor center full of books. And I just spent so much time there. My parents enrolled me at the University of Guelph when I was a kid for adult learning programs when I was like a little kid about biodiversity, just so I could learn about the birds and the turtles in the area. I was just obsessed as a child, obsessed. When I delivered newspapers, I would have, I was a Pied Piper. I had my pet rats, my guinea pig, my duck, my crow, and my gecko, everything like in a line following me. And I'd be like, here's your paper. And then like just all the animals in the lineup. Like I just knew I had to do with the animals all the time.
Wow, that's so amazing. I was bullied too. So I was gonna say isn't it funny that all the ones that are bullied, we grow up to be so beautiful?
Yeah.
We do. We grew up to be so beautiful when I was younger, because I'll be 40 in September. So yeah, right. I know. Yeah, you're like, oh, no, but when I was about 22, I got the chance to go to Paris to pursue a modeling career. I was there 6 months. And
Oh,
yeah. So we speak the same language.
I love
So
Betty.
yeah, so it was so beautiful and it was such an experience, but it was stressful. I still was in the early stages of learning what this bipolar type 1 was and PTSD and acute anxiety disorder. So I had to come home, but then all of this happened. So for the last, oh my God, 20 years, I've just been focusing on me, building me. And then 6 years ago, I came to the internet that I'd always wanted and just launched an entire campaign. And this is why I'm sitting here today with you. So
I'm so lucky to be here with you. Thank you.
I was saying that you were saying that in our conversation, and I'm like, I'm nobody. I'm like, you do all of these
I
great
feel
things.
blessed.
Yeah, well, I feel blessed that you're here with us today. So, like you said, you grew up in Toronto, and like you said, they enrolled you in adult classes. So you were a prodigy.
I was definitely, yeah, I was definitely a weirdo. Yeah, really, really knew every single native bird species, all the warblers, knew all the bird calls, knew all the animal tracks. I discovered 2 new species of like beetles that weren't found before. Like when I was like, I was so obsessed with especially native wildlife, but I am not great when it comes to studying and school. And so that university process took me away from my love of native wildlife, at least in a business way or career sense. And so I got into doing condo sales, which was mind bliss. At least the condo sales I was working in was new development, like to sit there and smile all day. But I had all my pets still. So from there, I would take my pets on my day off to the park, and nursing homes would bring the seniors in, and I would do little park shows for seniors, and I loved it. I felt like I was doing a big show. I was a star. The animals had so much fun. The seniors loved it. And they, winter came and they're like, can you come inside? And I was like, absolutely. And then a few years of that, I was doing like every nursing home in Toronto as a volunteer. And I just loved it. And then one day the lady of nursing home says, we pay all of our entertainers. You should think about doing a career of entertaining seniors with your animals. And I was like, oh, you mean to spend all day with my pets and with the seniors I like hanging out with? And that's when it clicked. And so within the first year, I visited 200 different homes. So I've visited almost every single home basically in Ontario. And now I'm on over 18,000 programs that I run.
Ooh, you are a prodigy. No, you
I just love
are.
hanging out with old people. They're so much fun.
Yeah, they are. They are.
They say so much stuff to me, and
yes.
Oh my God, the jokes, and like they just have fun. And like when the animals are there, even like the grouchy ones aren't no one's grouchy with the animals there. We're just such a good time.
Yeah, but I was going to say also that wisdom, my grandmother is actually my biggest supporter. She's the reason that I was able to financially shoulder my career. It's because she worked as an educator for 40 years and then handed me her retirement.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
I can't even say it without crying, but yeah. 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 And I come from it's a small family, but there's enough of us and they all wanted to do entertainment. But the thing that they lacked is they wouldn't listen to her. They thought she was out of touch, out of date. You're older. What do you know? And I wasn't that way. I was like sitting at her feet, like learning everything I possibly could, because with age comes wisdom and experience. And we as young people, so many young people, they want to whiz through because, they have all that energy fast. And I too was like that. But then like having her in my life taught me to slow down. And this from having a business. Businesses that are successful, they don't erect fast. there are years and years and years of slow and steady progress. And that's how you get to what you get to. It's not, I don't, like I always said, I don't want one great year. You know, they'll say about actors or stars or celebrities, oh, she had an amazing year. Yeah, well, she still has to live 70 more, you know, and
Right.
how's she going to do that? So that's where my grandmother grabbed a hold of my mind and really molded and shaped me. My God.
I feel for me, I have my staff, I have all these animals. We have shows all over Ontario, all over Canada. We're heading to Montreal tomorrow, which we go to every week. So I'm like, boom, 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 boom. But as soon as I get to my nursing home show at 10 a.m. in the morning, I'm like, my 30 seniors, they have, you know, the animals. It's like my yoga.
Yeah.
It's my yoga. And then when I visit group homes for all sorts of needs, but a lot of homes where the kids have so many needs they can't live at their own home. They need to have round the clock care.
Yeah.
And yeah, I cry at least twice a week, just out of happiness. Like I'm with these kids in this home and they are so happy with the animals. And I'm just like, I'm doing nothing. I'm just handing them a rabbit and they're just so happy. And I'm just like, it is so happy. And then we do end of life visits too. So sick kids hospital or something like that, we'll call and be like, this person has so many days left, or this little kid has so many days left, and we'll go visit them, which is also hold it together. But then also like really filling. And I'm like, how do my friends go through life without going to a nursing home every week and hanging out with seniors?
I was going to say,
how do you not hang out with seniors all the time?
I was going to say, it takes a very special person to be able to do that. There's an India Irie song, and she said, if young people would talk to old people, and if old people would talk to young people, we would be better people all around. You know, that connection. And I was going to say, because you're doing so much, you're so busy. And then you add modeling, and then you add drag race, pit crew. And, you know, there's so much that you do. I was going to say, when do you find time for, because you said 18,000 programs. So it's like, when do you find time for you, your family?
So I generally work 7 days a week, which
me too.
Now is wonderful, because before it was like feed the animals and watch Netflix. Yeah. So like I'm super thankful, and I feel like a lot of people, right now are like 7 days a week, but let's be thankful. So yeah, I work 7 days a week. But I do, which is new, I only a few months in, but I do 5 a.m. wake ups. So from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. I do yoga off of YouTube, beginner.
Yeah.
And I don't listen to the yoga instructor. I actually, it was so funny, I put India Arie on. She's a good morning girl to get you going, and the vibe and the positive, right? The brown skin.
Yes.
Yes, I put my music on and her or someone similar. And then I do the gym for an hour. So that brings me to 7. And then I just start going. Emails, everything. But that 2 hours. And then I do, before bed, I do 30-minute meditative yoga. And like, it's like a sleeping pill. Like I have to have a meditative yoga. I need to have it no matter where I am.
You know, what I love is we have things in common, the bullying, et cetera, finding our niche and then moving into it. And this is what I'm hearing. You can do every single facet of your job yourself. And I'm the same way. Like I am always going. And, you know, they say to me, well, hire staff. And then in your position, yes, you need to hire staff, because handling that many, you know, appointments, engagements, and things like that, you have to have staff. But I don't hire staff, not yet. It's because it's like, to me, it's like breathing. It's just what I do. And I'm sensing that from you as well. It's just what you do. Like,
well, I do my own payroll.
Exactly. I do too.
Staff. I do the HST. I do the payroll tax. I do end of year. Yeah. So I love that. I mean, it took me years to learn QuickBooks. So I hired an accountant to train me how to do accounting,
Yeah.
but I love being able to do the accounting. I love being able to like take a phone call, give a quote, make it happen, rent a U-Haul, bring a dinosaur outfit, get on, just all those things, get the insurance for that special. Okay, I definitely love being able to at least try. It's so exciting.
Yeah. Facilitate. You're an
Hopefully it
excellent
works out.
Oh, it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out, but you're an excellent facilitator. And what I was gonna say, it's good, definitely gonna work out, because you can't give to the universe the way that you do and not be rewarded and not be taken care of, not be, like when you give back. And that's what I do even in my work, because this is not the only thing I do. I'm a recording artist, I sing, there's just so much albums. But when I came to social media, I started giving these 60-second like empowerment speeches, monologues, and they're very in your face. They're very, you can do this. If you don't believe in you, no one will believe in you. You got to believe in you. Get away from everybody that doesn't believe in you, because that's negative thing. Like, that's what I do. So I just love that I'm meeting someone else that, once again, like, people look at it and they would hear it and they're like, it would make their head spin. But for you, it's just normal. It's just a normal day. It's a normal day. Yeah.
I hope it's normal.
It is.
Also repping the POC zookeepers.
Yeah.
Because if you go to the Toronto Zoo, which is our biggest zoo here in Canada, or I bet a zoo in the States, look for anyone that is not white.
Oh.
And you will not see anyone. Everyone is white. 100%.
I've never seen a Black zookeeper.
No, there's not. No, it's wild. I'm part. My friend just made a Facebook group for Black zookeepers. So there's 3 of us in the group. We're cool.
Great.
But I know what you're saying. We need to get more POC kids and adults excited, and also feel like there's a place at the table in the animal industry. And my whole time I've done this, I have got so much grief for being a person of color. I've had the police called on me because people think I've stolen my animals that I have at a show with me, because I'm a person of color with an animal.
Oh, that's disheartening. That's disheartening.
I mean, it's fine. I'm good. Like, I'll let them have it. The cops will take a picture with the snake and then have a good day. But it's quite wild. And I just want to see more of us being in this veterinary world and zookeeper world and animal care and all that.
I'm gonna say this. I don't like the fact, because get this, I have many supporters. I have many friends that are of other races, predominantly Caucasian. I'm planning to move to Paris. I mean, Paris is this, not this. So, I have many, many, many supporters, but we as Black people, we are seldom not allowed to walk into certain spaces. And that can be very disheartening, because I say that to say this: when we show up as the boss, the CEO, the founder, they always think that we need Caucasian assistance to do it properly, above board, and effectively. And my thing is, with my, like you said, with my business, I do every hat. I wear every hat. I also hired an accountant to help teach me QuickBooks, and then he did. And now I handle the QuickBooks, and then I send him the trial balance at the end of the year. And
I still send the
yeah. So you know. Yeah, now we have an entrepreneur to entrepreneur conversation. Like, I send him the trial balance. I pay him, and he does my business taxes as well as my personal taxes. So, but I think, because people are always like, because even with me, I work alone. And they're always like, why do you work alone? And it's just because I just have such a terrible time with someone telling me that I need a Caucasian leader, or that I need, a Caucasian presence in my business for it to be taken seriously, for it to be seen as legitimate, for it to be, seen as above board. And everything in my business is above board. I have every single paper I need. I have all my trademarks, all my copyrights. I have everything. My lawyer, yes, my lawyer is this too. But at the same time, even with them, they treat me the way that I show up. I show up as the boss. And that is a huge thing to me. And I'm sorry that you have to go through that we have to go through that. But I also, like, I want to encourage you right there to keep doing it. No, we don't. And I was going to say, I've seen maybe I've seen one Black conservationist, and he's out of Miami, and he has property and he does what he's doing. But get this, a Caucasian conservationist was jealous of him, came to his land where his animals were, called the police. They got into an altercation and he got in trouble. On his own land where they came to goad him into fighting. And he got summons for that and had to wear, the ankle bracelet, can't go anywhere. He did. So
I have something that happened that I've never told anyone. If you want the real tea, what happened to me.
The platform is yours.
Okay.
Please do.
I mean, it's not, for me, it's terrible, but as a listener, I'm sure it's not that big of a deal.
It is.
But I was the first person of color to have an accredited zoo and be part of the World Association of Aquariums and Canadian Association of Aquariums, and probably one of the youngest people as well.
Yeah.
Which was such an exciting accomplishment.
Yes.
It means I had to meet hundreds of different standards, have tons of material filled out, lesson plans, conservation plans, plans for how we treat the animals, take care of the animals, veterinarian on tons of stuff. Did all of it, launched my zoo. A few years into it, I got a message from the Association of Zoos and Aquariums that my license was being revoked. And I asked, for what reason? Was there an animal cruelty claim? What was happening? And they said, sexuality. There's pictures on your Instagram of you being sexual. And I was like, what? And then they sent me pictures of me in bathing suits or whatever, Instagram stuff. And then I was like, I got a lawyer, and I'm like, what is happening here? And because the Association of Zoos and Aquariums is a private entity, they can choose whether to give you a chance to fight something or not. So they gave me an opportunity to fight it. So I'm like, well, obviously I'm going to win. So what my lawyer did was he went to the larger zoos and went on all their Instagrams and took all the bikini pictures and people taking pole dancing classes and everything that I fully support.
Yeah.
And made a big collage. And then we sent it in. And they said, no, you've lost your license. You're no longer part of the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. And I lost my license due to me being shirtless on Instagram. When there's facilities out there that actually have cruelty claims where animals are not being taken care of or things like that. So it was a wild experience, and it was a wake-up call that things aren't going to be linear for me. And so my experience is not going to be like Cheryl's experience. I'm gonna have to fight every moment of this. And so anyways, now that I'm not a member, I'm shirtless a lot on my Instagram.
And they model with a reputable modeling agency and on television with Toronto's Drag Race as a part of the pit crew.
Yes. Yeah,
I know.
but it's one. I mean, it's.
I know that.
There's a lot of things happening
I
behind the
know.
scenes there. I
I
think
know.
with yeah.
I know
I
that.
just happen to be gay. I just happen to be Black.
Yeah.
Which I might have been a situation for a lot of people there. I don't know, but yeah. Anyways,
Seth, I'm just giving it a moment to breathe. Because trust me, I know what to say. I don't get tongue tied.
well, I want to, I never talked about it happening or the details. I just want to like keep my head high and just keep working.
Yeah.
So I never processed it in like a public sense, because I really could have.
Yeah.
And I think it would have looked really silly on the organization, but I have so many shows to do, and I think at the time it was just better just to keep trugging along. But
I have a question for you. So losing that affiliation, what did you have to go through to get your licenses that you have now? To still be able to have your animals, to have exotics, what was that process? Because you're still Black and very sexy. So what did they? Yeah,
so that affiliation allowed me to have different species that I would not normally be allowed to have as like a private owner. So I obviously had my zoo, blah, blah, and then I wasn't allowed to have those species all of a sudden. And that association also didn't supply me with any help rehoming or anything. So everything was just left on me. And I paid a lot of money to be a part of that program. But yeah, now I function just completely without that, within the guidelines of the bylaws and the laws that in the cities that I work in, which is also very complicated. That organization of zoos and aquariums is not even recognized anymore in the city I'm in. They were booted for other reasons recently, so bye.
Wow. See,
I want to write a book about the inside scoop on zoos and aquariums.
you should, because you're right. This is not something that a lot of African Americans are interested in. I know several Black veterinarians, yes, but they also keep a very low profile. But I see them on social media that, in underwear, trunks, whatever, being sexual, commenting, like I see them, but in the same right, they have their own practices. They have.
I mean, if I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do, I should do whatever I want to do, regardless. And the fact that it was a bathing suit photo from years ago when I wasn't even really living. It was probably like swim trunks at the time. Now I do something fun, but
you do.
Back then,
because I chose a very beautiful picture of you for the thumbnail on this video. But I don't want to say any names, so help me here, because I'm upset. I'm upset. So just help me walk through this. I don't want to say any names, but I don't like how this world will punish, because this is something that I deal with in my career as well. Black content creators, we are banned, we are punished for things that our Caucasian counterparts do on a regular. Like I posted a picture on TikTok, and I'm new to TikTok and I'm growing my following there because I was exclusively on Instagram for 6 years. I gave them 6 years of my life. I didn't work on any other platform. I gave Instagram 6 years because that was where I went viral. So I stayed on Instagram building that platform. So when you go look at other platforms, they're smaller because I never focused on them. Well, now I took a hiatus. December 1st was the last time I posted to my Instagram actual page. I still live in my stories. I still send to my network and things like that. But I got sick and tired of being flagged for things that, everyone else was doing, and I mean Caucasians. So like I said, I posted a picture. It was a thumbnail of a young black man, and this is the thing, he had on trunks, like I think he had on jeans, so he wasn't unclothed or disrobed from the waist down. It was just his chest. And even with that, I had words over it and a clip of the video, because I do a clip of this. So they sent me a message and told me that I had a strike against me because it was offensive to minors. Now,
Is this TikTok?
Yes. Now get this. Now, mind you, I see so many content creators, black and white, who literally are shirtless, who, you know, are doing their thing. There are men that have millions of likes and views because they're shirtless, because they're in bikini trunks, because they're this, because they're that. And yeah, so what I did was it kind of forced me to button up, I guess you can say, on that site. But that's why I threw myself into creating my own platform. I threw myself into my website. I threw myself into, you know, making sure that I could not be, you know, have my whole, you know, 6 years taken away from me by anyone ever again.
Right.
You know, if you look at my Instagram page, it's getting back to good standings. Before a long time, it was like you could have your page taken. Like when you go look at the status of your page, it was like you could have your page taken at any moment and lose all of your connections, this, that, and the other. For what? For what? And, you know, I'm going to say this. There are several Caucasians that we know that are famous, that have done different things, and they're famous and became famous, and then we're allowed to go become, see, I'm about to get myself in trouble, Seth. Okay, we're allowed to go become lawyers and whatever else, and their claim to fame was a sex tape. They were allowed to go become brands and be in movies, and they were creating sex tapes with their significant other, and it was like a part of their thing, and they were praised for it. But every time something circulates on a Black performer or a Black actor, they're in disgrace. They're in disgrace. They are asked to give up whatever it was because you're not a good role model to the people. And it's like, well, who am I a role model to? Because, you know, it just shows the divide. Oh, so in the Caucasian world, oh, you can go ahead and sleep whatever you want, sleep with whoever you want, film it and sell it, make money off of it. And you can still go become a lawyer. You can still go you can become a movie star. You become a positive a positive role model where the world trusts you to give young girls and young boys advice. This is one of the reasons why I'm very vocal about being homosexual and also about my hypersexuality. I've been celibate for 9.5 years. In August, it'll be 10 because I just needed to focus really on this brand to get it to where it is. But I plan to resume, and I'm very hypersexual in one summer. And I tell this every chance I get because I'm like, you see me sitting here refined, classic. You know, if you know my work, you know my whatever. I in one summer slept with 85 men, and a summer is only 90 days. A summer's only 90 days. And I slept with 85 men. And it was so crazy because my grandmother said to me yesterday, she was like, issue a statement, because she's like, they think you have HIV. And I was like, and so I issued the statement. I'm like, you know what? And they're waiting for, she said, and they're waiting for you to come out and say it. So I said, you know what, let me grab this right now. And I came to my platform and I said, listen, I'm HIV negative and I remain HIV negative because though I had a lot of sex, I did not take risk with that sex. I wore condoms with that sex. I also said as a blouse, because I am as a feminine top, I said as a blouse, I also, you know that a man that is the receiving partner, usually the transmissions are higher because he's receiving, and in receiving it, literally it's a direct route into your entire body. So it's scientifically known, it's a fact that if a man is more of a recipient partner or a receiving partner, he's twice as, likely to get HIV, contract HIV than a top. And it's like, wow. So I issued this statement yesterday.
As you're saying this, by the way, do you hear the sounds from the other room?
No.
There's 2 tortoises in front of me having sex, and all there is like, ugh.
Well, they live to be so old. So yeah, they live to be really
saying
old.
this on.
As we're talking about this. I think I'm going this way is because even with my career, I am out to prove that my sexuality is no one's fucking business. And I'm tired of people, even in my career, making it an issue. And even with me, losing out on brand representation, affiliate marketing, all of these things that other Caucasians are getting, and they're worse than me. And my thing is, in my platform, that's also, I went celibate for 10 years. 10 years. Because I knew, okay, if you do this and you rise and you polish yourself, they're going to have 50 fingers pointed at your back saying you're a sex addict, you're this, that, and the other. So I went celibate for my career, to have my career. Because it's what you said. There are so many people they will discredit you for that. Look, gay people, we're here. We're not going anywhere. And newsflash, if we're here now, we were also there at the beginning of civilization and time. You just didn't know it. Like, matter is neither created nor destroyed. What is has always been. So us being here, you hear all these heterosexuals saying, oh, everybody's turning gay, everybody's turning transgender. No, everybody's not. Oh, well, there's so many of you guys. Well, there was always a lot of us. It's just that now we're taking it upon ourselves to voice and to show ourselves, because we're sick of fucking hiding, to make certain pulses comfortable. But at the same time, Caucasians will hit us in our DMs to try to sleep with us. Huge names. And it's like, so, and this is why I also do a lot of representation of Black and Latin men on my page and in my career, because I've heard the horror stories. The world is so quick to judge them, but you want to fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's worse is, because I have friends that are escorts. You want to pay them the bare minimum. You don't even want to pay them what you're paying their Caucasian counterparts. You want to use us because Black men, we are, hypersexualized. People like us. Sexually, they like us and everything that we come with. But you want to penalize us for being that. I applaud you. I applaud you for continuing to keep going.
Keep chugging.
Yeah.
On that note, can I bring out an animal?
Yes, I would love to. Yeah, we're going to go to this segment. Please do. I can't wait to see. Yeah, I can't wait to see. Oh my God. Wow.
It's coming.
So now he's going to bring some animals for us to see. He said he was going to, and I'm really excited about this because I love animals. So he's going to give us a little lesson now. So this is what this segment is right now. Little menagerie. Oh, oh, is that a python?
Boa.
Boa. What kind?
This is a Colombian red-tailed boa.
Wow, beautiful. Are they aggressive? Are they aggressive?
Not at all. No,
Really?
they're the puppy dogs of the snake world.
Okay.
I mean, I just woke her up. So she's probably thinking it's like, where's my food?
So okay, so I asked the question. So what's the difference between a python and a boa?
Ooh, I know the answer. So a boa constrictor is what we call oviparous. Am I right here? Which means their egg of the snake hatches inside the snake and they give birth to live babies,
Okay.
whereas a python will lay a nest of eggs.
Mhm.
And that's the biggest difference I know. So honestly, like a boa can look just like a python, and there's species of python look just like boas. So like, and anatomically, I don't really know too many differences, but definitely the way they give birth is the biggest difference that I know of. But yeah, there's an emerald tree boa, and then there's a green tree python, and to me they look exactly the same.
Wow. How old is this one?
I don't have a history on this one,
Okay.
but at this size, I would say 5 or 6 at least.
Okay.
But they do have a variation within the species, so you could get up to 12 feet, and then some stay small. They could be just 6 feet their whole life. So it's kind of like
You said small at 6 feet.
well, yeah. So this one is like I would say small to medium
Yeah.
in size.
What do you feed her?
This one will eat 1 large rat every 2 weeks.
Does she like them alive or dead?
I only do dead because
Okay.
a rat can win.
Yeah.
And then you'll have a snake going to the vet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very expensive meal. So we do thawed rats.
Yeah.
So no one gets injured. Well, like maybe I guess a rat gets injured, but we do thawed rats just to make sure the snakes aren't injured. And then I also feel that they're not used to having to hunt. They're used to like their food on a plate for them. So when I'm moving around their cage cleaning, they're not hunting me. They're like, oh, it's movement. I think they're programmed to eat a non-moving item.
Okay.
So it keeps my hand safe inside the cage.
Yeah, because they have a lot of teeth, right?
Yeah, 98 of them, they're hooked.
Yeah.
And then in their saliva, they have an enzyme that makes you bleed a lot as well. So the snake bites us, it's perfectly fine. There's no venom. So it'll just be bloody, tiny little holes. So it'll be gone in a day. But if you're a small animal, you might bleed out pretty quick as you're being constricted.
I heard that it's also painful when they bite you.
It is because the teeth are hooked.
Yeah.
So our reaction is to yank our hand away, which means those teeth get stuck and they break off or it just rips. When a snake bites, you leave your hand where it is, which is like impossible mentally to be like, oh, and then you push gently into the mouth, unhook the teeth, and then remove your hand. Because usually when a snake bites, it's a mistake. And then the snake's like, oh, it's really stuck on you. It doesn't know what to do. And you're scared and it's scared. So if you go real calm and you slide its mouth off, it'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. But obviously like our reaction is like to jerk away. But a snake bite or strike is faster than you could ever move your hand away. So by the time it's on you, you got to just gently take it off.
So, but get this, don't they warn you? Don't they get into position, or is that just the viper that gets into position before they bite?
Yeah, it's like the S position to strike. But they don't have the ability maybe all the time to get into that position. Or if they're scared, they're gonna do a warning bite.
Yeah.
So I would say they don't always have that S position, but yeah, that's a warning. But they also sleep like that too. So they kind of always look like they're going to, because they look like a little noodle.
You know, I notice even as you're talking to me and holding her, you're very careful about where that head is.
Yeah, you know what? It's never in your mind.
Yeah.
Because this snake has never bit me, but when it does, it's not biting my face.
Right, it better not. Oh my God, no. There's a famed Wrangler, and his name is Austin Stevens, and he works a lot with venomous snakes around the world. And he told us about how when he first got started, he got bit by a boa in the face.
Oh God.
Yeah, it got him in the face. And he talked about, he said it wasn't venomous, but it was the worst thing he had ever experienced.
Yeah, I can imagine that was pretty horrible.
Yeah.
All the snakes I have here, I think have 100% clean biting records.
Okay.
But in my past collection, I had some snakes that were known biters when given to me, all non-venomous. Okay. And so I've had a snake bite or two, and they've been quite wild.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, like as soon as you wash it off, the holes are so small, it's not there the next day.
Oh, thank God.
Their teeth are so tiny. So it looks so harsh. and then it's like not even there. Once again, like they don't want to bite you.
Right.
They just want to eat and like slither around, sniff things.
How often do they eat?
I feed bi-weekly.
Mhm.
If a snake is a little on the thin side, I could do weekly.
Okay.
But these guys are out working, so I want to give them 3 to 4 days off after they eat to go poop and digest before they go to shows. So they have their schedule. And yeah, you also don't want a snake that's too big. If it's eating too much, they will build up fatty tissue, and then that will be also an issue for them. So you want a nice fit snake, and you can kind of see how they're fit by how their bones and then their ribs are showing just enough. I guess there's like a little chart you can look at, kind of like a cat or dog. There's like a weight chart. They have that for snakes too.
Now I'm curious. Now, people usually, especially little Black boys, we love snakes. So we don't have they don't have these as pets, right? Because these are Colombians. So you can't get these as pets, right?
You can. So boas in Toronto are legal as pets.
Okay.
I
don't want one. It's just that I know that,
Yeah, boas are, which I think is great because they're the puppy dogs of the snake world,
okay.
and they're hypoallergenic. So,
Okay.
so for people like me who are allergic to everything,
yeah.
It's a great pet, and it's just I like the size. I find I don't want to spook anyone out there, but small snakes get lost pretty easy.
Yeah.
If the snake breaks out of its aquarium at home, you'll just like find it in the corner of your house, like sleeping.
Yeah.
So I prefer a larger snake.
Yeah.
I
hear that they're quite escape artists.
Yeah, they always get out. Like I've had like custom cages, I like designers, and like the next day the snake's like sleeping on top of it. And I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, they're quite smart. And of course they can anything their head can fit through, which they can basically bend and like really crush and fit. Yeah, they can fit anything their head can fit through, their whole body can fit through. So
isn't that something?
Tiny spaces.
Wow. I saw a picture when we were talking about pictures. You had an anaconda.
Yes. I don't have it here.
Right.
But yes, I have a lovely anaconda.
They get so big, like, Seth, I don't want you to get eaten.
Oh my gosh, if that's how I get eaten or like go, let that be the way. Like what a fabulous news story.
I want you to get eaten. Like it's gonna be up in heaven, like, yeah, you know how I got here. Like,
if I go out, let it be like an anaconda or like gets out of a safari truck in Africa and like tries to take a selfie, gets eaten by a lion or something.
oh my
Like
gosh.
I want that moment. Or like elephant accidentally squishes him or something lovely.
No, but you know what? I love conservationists because you guys teach about the respect of the animal. You have to respect them. You have to respect their space because they need room to decide. They're not just, and that's what I love about animals. People for so many years, it has been a debate on whether or not animals are as primitive as we think they are, and they're not. They're not. No. They think. You actually see them think. And it's just like, oh my God, some people, they don't think, it's just an animal. No, they think and they feel and they react. They get angry. They're afraid. They get sad. Like there's a lot of different things about animals that people.
And I primarily work with parrots.
Yeah.
Which are just so intelligent.
Yeah.
And a lot of my parrots are in their 30s. Yeah. So they've seen a lot. They talk a lot.
He whistled at me. I wish we could have got it on camera, but when he saw me, he whistled at me. He was like, woo-hoo.
Do you want to kind of bring her back out?
Yes, please do. Please do. Let's see if she'll whistle again. Let's see if he'll whistle
again. Let me put Slither back.
He whistled. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I love animals so much. So much.
Okay, I'm just going another round to get Gypsy.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes. Not too loud though. Say,
Hello.
Hi. Hi. He did it! He whistled at me. Oh, you're a charmer.
Thank you.
We got it on camera. He whistled. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, Tyler.
you say you're good. You say good, 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 good. Are you good?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
No, it's Noah's birthday. No, it's Noah's birthday. I don't know where Tyler is. No. Yeah, you are a good bird. Hmm? Hmm? Do you want to sing? She's a singer, so she has to warm up her voice.
Okay.
Okay, cough again. No cough. Okay, love that. That was so beautiful.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
No, don't bite me. Okay, sing again. La la la. La la la. La 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 la.
He has a better voice than most people I hear out in music today.
What's crazy is, okay, you guys. Last week we were doing a birthday party for Nelly Furtado. Do you know her?
Yes.
I'm like a bird.
Yes.
And Gypsy sang for her. And I was so excited.
I love that you're working with celebrities. Nelly Furtado is a good. That's a good look.
And my bird's singing that song in my head all in like this. I'm like a bird. I want to fly away. And it's just like, it's so funny.
Oh my God. I love that in spite of your adversities, you're successful.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna put these two away.
Go ahead.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, but you're gonna say goodbye, right, Gypsy?
Bye.
No, say bye-bye. No, say bye, Gypsy.
Bye.
No, say bye.
Hello.
Oh, whatever, Gypsy. You're so crazy.
Whistled at me. Whistled at me. I got whistled at by a parrot. Oh, Nelly Furtado. Shout out to Nelly Furtado.
Good bird. You are. Oh my gosh. You're the best bird I know. Whew, the energy from those two is like
amazing. He did it though. She whistled. I was like, oh my God, that was so
you could do
priceless.
12 hours straight at a show for kids. Just
Wow.
kids would be out there and she's like, hi, hey, what's up?
Oh, wow. That is so amazing. And I was saying that I'm just so thankful that you, like me, like so many others of us of color, we've had doors slammed in our face and we keep on going. Yeah, because I can see like when you have those animals and you come alive, like you came alive. You did, you came right alive. It's your passion. It's what you've always loved to do. And you know, it's wonderful.
Well, we did a very large project recently. I can't say what it is, but
okay.
I do think it's going to be coming out very soon. It was probably the biggest project I've worked on, and it was sort of about the animals, and so I just can't wait. I really hope that they're highlighted, and I can't wait for you to see it.
Yes,
I hope you like it.
Listen, I'm excited because I love animals. I had a woman a couple of years ago, I want to say 2007, I was in New York City, and you know, I was trying to figure out my entertainment career, and a woman from Jamaica stopped me, and you know, they're very, you know, spiritual and intuitive, and you know, they have a lot of gifts. And she stopped me and she said to me, she said, listen, you are going to be super successful. She said, you're going to be super successful. You're going to come out of, she said to me, you're going to be like Barack Obama, come out of nowhere and sweep the pool. But she said, what I want to caution you to do is to spend your life with animals. She said, because they will love you no matter what your life and conditions are. She said, and people will only use you and take your money. And she said that to me on the street. And I literally, of New York City, near Union Square. And I literally thanked her and walked away. And literally, I never forgot it. I have very few people in my life, very few, like, because it's just like, you know, like I just remembered that, you know, and doing what I do and this whole show animal, it can be a lot sometimes. And people, like we said, people can, I've got people that want to stop me. I've had, like you said, people that want to stop you. I've had someone in Hollywood who is a very well-known, very loved, very adored personality doing evil and malicious and hurtful things to me for over 15 years to stop me. And what's sad is this person is a part of our community. And it's just like, wow, and I used to be so frustrated. I used to be so upset. But every time they did something, it forced me to learn. It forced me to, get the information, get the knowledge, or have a workaround or a work over or a work under, and it made me better. So, I've gotten to a place where now it's very difficult now to do those kinds of things to me without getting caught, because I got people watching now. I got people looking, like my computers, everything, my phones. I've got people that are looking for infiltration, looking for the spyware, looking for all of those, because spy tools and things like that. So it's just unfortunate, but at the same time, strength and courage, and I love that. And you have both. Like here we go, India Irie, she sings a song, strength, courage, and wisdom. It's been inside of me all along. So I love that you have such strength, courage, and wisdom. So before we wrap it up, because we just been talking like old friends, I want to know, like, are you an only child?
No, I have a brother.
Okay.
So he's 5 years older.
Okay.
But I was adopted.
Okay. Yeah.
As a baby.
Yeah.
A few days old.
Yeah.
And then the last, I guess, a year and a half, I went on the 23andMe website and I found my birth mom on the website.
Wow.
I went on first of all, and I just saw some really removed cousins.
Yeah.
And then one night I just went on and it's like, your mother, because it makes a family tree.
Yeah.
So I messaged my mother and it said it was 1 in 20 million. So the website was pretty sure it was her, right? It wasn't a mistake.
Yeah.
So I messaged going, hey mom, what's up? And a minute later, she messaged back.
What did she say?
She said, I've thought about you every single day since the day you were born. You're the greatest thing that ever happened to me. I'm so proud of you. She doesn't even know me yet. And she said, I'm so proud of you and I love you. And giving you up was the hardest thing I ever did. And then I looked at my phone and I never knew I had anything wrapped up with being adopted.
Right.
And that moment, I just wailed for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been so much fun. She's my best friend. We see each other every week. She's a crazy animal person. We're the same person. Her favorite show in the world is RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah. And now you're on it in Toronto.
I'm on it. We literally did an animal fair with booths beside each other years before, not knowing that I was her child and that was my mom. We've been so crazy. Or I don't even know how I got there. Oh, you asked me about it being the how many siblings, and I got there all of a sudden. So now I have 2 families, and so I feel extra blessed.
Yeah. You are an amazing, amazing human being. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for taking this time to talk to me.
Thank you for having me. You are literally soul feeding. Yeah. Soul feeding. Yeah.
I'm a shaman. I'm two-spirited. I have a masculine spirit, a feminine spirit. It kind of gave me that gift of being a shaman and the oracle. I see and I hear, and I see great things for you. And I'm just so thankful that I got this opportunity to even share space with you, because it wasn't easy for you to talk about the racial divide in what you do, but you did. And I am so thankful for that, because there are going to be a lot of people that didn't even know that divide existed. And now they're going to know, and they're going to look for it. See, when you raise awareness, people start to be able to pinpoint when that happens, even though most of the time we're the first. And then we go, this is what happened. But then after us, people are starting to be like, oh, well, that's not acceptable. And that's not okay. And this is not acceptable. And then something gets done. So I thank you so much for this time. And I just, oh my God, I want to ask before we go, did you want to bring out any more animals? At least one more?
Yes, if I could bring out Maggie, she is like my best friend, but is an animal.
Yeah.
Or maybe I should. I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll bring her. I was gonna bring it to her, but I don't know what the line.
Okay. Okay. God, such beautiful people live in this world. Such beautiful people live in this world. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. Such beautiful people on this planet. I feel so humbled. I'm trying not to cry. So blessed to talk to people like this. All of you that have interviewed with me. So blessed. So thankful. Oh, that's not a hornbill, is it?
It is a hornbill, and
Yeah,
I can
okay.
tell you're an animal lover because no one
Yeah,
would know
I'm
it's
an
a
animal
hornbill.
lover. Yeah, yeah, it's a hornbill. What kind though? Because I've seen
She's a
that.
silver-cheeked female hornbill.
Yeah.
And I've been obsessed with, well, all birds, but hornbills and toucans since I was a kid.
Wow.
And she was born at a breeding facility in San Diego, and they're like crazy expensive.
Yeah.
And as a young adult, I would like go on the website and just look at the babies that were available and be like, one day I'll have like $80,000 to spend on a bird.
Yeah.
And randomly, someone asked me to babysit this one as a baby.
Yeah.
And I was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then they took her back. And then a few months later, they're like, can you babysit her again? And then it's been like 13 years. I still got her.
They never came back for her.
I still got her.
Oh
She
my
loves me so much. I'm like, I know. Yeah. I mean, she loves everyone, but I'm like, yeah, she's like my dream bird. And like, somehow I ended up with my dream bird.
She's
Literally.
so beautiful. How long do they live?
30, 40 years for this
Yeah.
species, but the bigger the rhinoceros hornbills and the ground hornbills can go even 60 years.
Wow. And how old is she now?
13, 14.
13, 14. So she's got, you and her have a long life ahead of you guys. Wow. Oh, you know, that's what's so funny. People don't realize how loving and affectionate birds are. Birds are
They're just really messy and loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like so loud and messy. Thankfully here at this facility, it's 14,000 square feet.
Yeah.
So she can like fly around and poop and do her thing.
Yeah.
Often you can find her sitting on top of Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Where she's planning on flying there now, I think. But yeah, but at home it's like, it's tough because there's definitely poop everywhere if she was living with you.
Oh.
Unless you had a big mansion with a big aviary, which is the dream.
Right.
Plants and birds
Yeah.
all over.
Yeah. You know what's so crazy? I thought I was the only one. I want that. Like I want a huge solarium with plants and
Oh my God.
and the birds and have it be tropical weather because you know you
The
can
little
feed it.
quail.
Yeah, and you can just have them
like
go
the
in there.
geckos, everything.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and you go in there and you just sit on a bench and just watch and listen. Just
Some birds feed on your hand and they start flying
Yeah.
down like Cinderella. Oh, that's the dream.
yeah, and but it's an achievable one. If you keep going, you're gonna get it, and so will I. It's so crazy.
Absolutely.
No, it's so I feel very attached to birds because my voice, I'm a soprano, so I sing very high and very bird-like and my melodies. And, you know, I remember being in the hospital, and that was the one thing I did to kind of like get better was to just sing to myself, and I'd sing out loud and I didn't care who was around me. And they called my grandmother and said, he sounds like a bird. He sounds like a bird. And so, yeah, I love birds because birds, their songs are, it's kind of like what I have, you know, I make lots of different songs, but I have kind of a life chord. And that's kind of like, you know, how birds kind of have that sound that they make, that song, because they learn different songs, but that sound that they make, it kind of like,
They're born with the innate sound.
They're
Yeah.
born with that innate sound. And that's kind of like what has helped me get through life is that I have this, I call it a life chord. Yeah, I call it a life chord, and I always return to that chord. It's actually in every single song I've ever created. People just don't know it. Yeah. Oh, she's so beautiful. Oh, she's now is she paired or is she single?
She's a single lady.
Okay.
Years ago, I had a 26-year-old toucan,
Yeah.
which she loved. He passed. They don't really live that long.
Okay.
Passed away, but she was in love with that toucan.
Oh.
But now she like wants to eat other birds.
Oh.
So until I find her, I don't even know if she'll want one of her own species. She's pretty imprinted on humans, so she pretty much wants to just cuddle people. But yeah, one day maybe we'll find her a mate, or she'll just hang out with people. She's fine with other animals, just not birds. Birds are like, to her, she just wants to eat them.
Wow.
But like a dog is fine. Dog she'll sit on and play with and run around. She's fine. But birds she's not great with. So I have other hornbills here too.
Wow. Oh my God. What kind? Are they the same as her?
They're red-billed, so they're Zazu from Lion King.
Oh, you gotta show me. I want to see one. I've never seen. Like I don't. Yeah.
Zazu not trained enough.
Oh, he's not trained. Yeah. You got it. Yeah, if they're not trained, and woo. Yeah, honey.
They will be trained.
Yeah.
They're a pair, male and female.
Oh, so they imprint on each other and not necessarily on humans.
Yeah, they don't.
Mm-hmm.
They don't dislike us.
Yeah.
But we're just the food givers, and they spend their own time with each other.
Yeah.
But definitely like trainable. They'll fly down for food.
Yeah.
He's like me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping when there's time, we'll get them into
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Give me three.
Iggy.
I know. Yeah, she's something. Give me 3 words that inspire you, empower you.
Tenacious. Positive.
Uh-huh.
And energetic.
Energetic. Yeah. Thank you so much. I am going to put all of your links to everything you do underneath this video, but I want you to tell everyone right now where they can find you on social media anyway. Okay, perfect. So on Instagram, which is my main slice, it's Seth, S-E-T-H-E Falk. So Seth, E-F-A-L-K. And then, yeah, I'm on TikTok where I have a lot of followers, but I don't really use it. And that's Hands on Exotics. Yeah. And then also on Instagram, if you want my animal content, it's Hands on Exotics, because on my personal Instagram, there's body and some fashion, I think. You mean beauty. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's all I use, right? Instagram and TikTok. Well, good. I'm going to make sure I put all of the links. I'm just looking because I didn't want you to forget anything. Yeah, and then I have I have a little cute website. Okay, let me see. There you are at the top. Yeah, it's SethEric.com. So yeah, I just wanted to say it here, and then I'm going to put it all under this video. I just want to say thank you so much for taking this time to talk to me. Thanks for having Maggie, myself, and all the animals today. It was lovely. Yes, I can't wait to get this one up so everyone can see it, because you are just a dreamboat. And what you do. I will hopefully see you in real life. Yes, you will. And you're not far away. I'm a little afraid to travel right now because you know the UK just reported 5 million new COVID cases. Yeah. So I'm a little scared to travel right now. But yeah. But soon enough. But we're close to each other. Yeah, we are. We're driving. Yeah, we're like we're in the same time zone. Yeah, we're a half day car ride. So. Yeah. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you have heard the vocal stylings of Mr. Seth Falk, Animal Wrangler. Don't go away. Say goodbye to the people, but don't go away. He just waves. Say goodbye. Bye. Yeah, there we go. So did you enjoy? I hope you did. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and don't forget to cash at me at the Queen of Shade. I am your favorite content creator, right? Right. You want to see more of this content, right? Right. Cash at me. I love you. Mwah.
I've got my black stilettos on. Don't you make me take them